Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Tonight, new legislation here in Texas that some say could put their freedom of art expression at risk. What it means going forward.
Yeah, I didn't know that I'd be missing you, so come Monday, it'll be alright.
And tonight, music fans around the world remembering superstar Jimmy Buffett after the musician passed away at the age of 76. A look back at his legacy. But first.
Labor Day weekend usually marks the end of the summer season, and with record heat, some businesses say this is a summer they want to forget.
The night team's Avery Everett sat down with the owners of an outdoor gelato shop struggling to keep their doors open. She also asked CPS Energy about expectations for this fall.
Right, ladies.
To Isaac Butler,
You're going to be really happy with that pistachio. It is fantastic.
Labor Day weekend couldn't come any sooner.
I would say, as far as this summer goes, we'll be happy to see it in the rearview mirror.
He and Yvette Gray own the Helotes shop Con Gelato, and summer 2023 has come with many struggles.
It can be really disheartening. To be quite honest, I take a lot of pride in the shop.
With the hottest summer on record in San Antonio, so many outdoor businesses and plazas are sitting empty. But as the fall starts to come soon, CPS Energy is still warning that there might be concerns with the energy grid.
We just got to build more capacity.
Just 2 weeks ago, CPS Energy sounded the alarm about the potential of controlled energy outages. San Antonio and Bexar County officials also warned of ongoing concerns about the ERCOT grid in the summer heat.
Until we get the scale that we need to completely, do away with this issue, next summer will not be much different than this summer, depending upon what happens at the state levels.
So you're kind of wondering, how long does this heat last?
The Con Gelato team is ending this summer with high energy bills and one freezer damaged by the heat.
When it's 105, it doesn't feel like it's special.
Both hoping this Labor Day is not their last.
We'll never know what this summer cost us. I just hope that that we can be here to fight another summer.
That day 2 weeks ago when CPS Energy warned of those controlled outages, I wanted to see if it worked. Now, CPS Energy tells me they weren't able to track exactly how many households turned down their energy usage, but within their conservation program, they were able to save enough energy to power 46,000 homes. I'm Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Avery. Canyon Lake is a very popular spot, typically on holiday weekends like this one.
And if you're planning to take a trip there tomorrow or Monday, you might notice some things that look a little different this year. Our crews went to Canyon Lake today and found the area wasn't near as busy as it has been in years past.
Canyon Lake has also seen record low lake levels this summer. As a result, most of the boat ramps in the area are closed. Right now, only 3 of the lake's 20 ramps are open.
We have more information about the ramps posted for you on KSAT.com.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about over the next couple of days if you are planning to head out to any lakes, rivers, area reservoirs. Of course, we have the drought in place. Things have been incredibly dry across south central Texas this summer. So some hazards like things that shouldn't be in the lake, or maybe some things that were at the bottom of the lake that are now showing above the water surface because those levels are so low. All things to be mindful of. In fact, you can see as we take a look at the 4 major reservoir levels in our area. Amistad only 36% full. Canyon Lake 68% full. That is a record low. Medina Lake, of course, the worst, only sitting at 4% full as of the latest readings. Now, what we're going to continue to find over the next couple of days, still hot and dry. Unfortunately, fire danger is going to be elevated because of that. And coming up a little bit later as well, we're going to get you a look at the tropics because, yes, the Atlantic Basin is still busy. We'll have all of those details coming up for you in just a few.
Thank you, Mia. Well, cleanup is underway tonight after an overnight house fire. This was the scene around 12:30 this morning on Timberlane Drive near Harry Wurzbach and Ritterman Road. Crews say no one was hurt and they were able to get the flames knocked out quickly. While the cause of the fire still is not clear, police tell us they did take one person into custody in connection to that fire. A man is dead tonight after he was hit by a car. It happened around 8:30 last night on Fredericksburg Road near I-10 and Vance Jackson. That's where police say the man was walking on the crosswalk when a woman driving a Mustang hit him. The man died at the scene. Officers say the driver did have a green light, and the driver told them she didn't see him because of his dark clothing. Police say she is not expected to face charges.
The Seguin Police Department says this man, 24-year-old Isaac Mesa Jr., is now behind bars for allegedly shooting and killing another man. It all unfolded around 2 o'clock this morning when officers say they found the 36-year-old victim with a gunshot wound. Police later able to identify that suspect as Mesa Jr. of New Braunfels. Right now, we're still working to learn what led up to that shooting. Mesa Jr. currently being held at the Guadalupe County Jail.
Friends and family gathering tonight outside of the Bexar County Jail to remember a man who died while in the custody of BCSO deputies.
Yeah, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office says Emmanuel Mora suffered a medical episode while he was being booked, which ultimately led to his death. Balcones Heights police arrested Mora on a drug charge and took him to the Bexar County Jail back on Sunday night. Deputies say when they tried to put him in handcuffs, he put up a fight, kicked deputies while they were trying to restrain him.
A taser ended up being used on Mora, and that's when deputies say he became unresponsive. Life-saving measures were attempted, but Mora was pronounced dead shortly after.
Tonight at the Vigil, we spoke with Mora's cousin. She says her family still trying to make sense of everything.
Though it doesn't seem real, my cousin was a lot of things, and one of them was just a good man. We want to find out what really happened, and I don't think we're getting the right answers. We're hearing different things, so I think we all just really want to know what happened.
BCSO says Mora's death is still being investigated.
Coming up a little later on the Nightbeat, it is a growing problem here in San Antonio, how city officials plan to tackle homelessness. Plus, this pizza parlor was closed when we stopped by this week. We wanted to ask why their inspection score went from nearly perfect to failing.
And a San Antonio drag company is taking a stand against a new Senate bill. Why that group says the legislation threatens their freedom of art expression.
But before we head to break, singer Jimmy Buffett, who inspired millions with his hits like Cheeseburger in Paradise and Margaritaville, has died. His music and legacy will live on. ABC's Whit Johnson with more.
And honey, I didn't know that I'd be missing you, so come Monday, it'll be alright.
The world celebrating the life and music of Jimmy Buffett.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost sugar song.
A Gulf Coast native and avid sailor, Buffett, alongside his Coral Reefer band, became a symbol of island escapism.
But I think that it's nobody's fault.
He began his music career as a country singer in Nashville, but soon established his easygoing beach bum persona with tropical hits like Margaritaville and Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Cheeseburger in paradise, heaven on earth with an onion slice.
Buffett building the Margaritaville brand into a business empire with ventures from record labels to restaurants and casinos to Broadway musicals. His stake in the brand reportedly worth $180 million. In 2015, the singer speaking at the University of Miami commencement, sharing some life advice through his own lyrics.
It is time to see the world, time to kiss a girl, and time to cross that wide meridian.
Buffett was 76.
A Texas judge temporarily blocked a law that some Texans say infringes on their freedom of expression.
Yeah, San Antonio drag entertainment company challenging Senate Bill 12, which bans drag performances in front of minors. The Night Team's Camelia Juarez tells us how the law could also impact a variety of art performances.
Oh, it's frightening. I miss when the worst things drag queens had to worry about was the rain or it being too hot.
Drag queen Iridescent says she worries that her full face of makeup and pink suit could lead to criminal charges for performers like her and the places she performs.
But if they saw us, I could be arrested or fined or become a felon just because I'm talking to you in front of a camera dressed in a suit that I made.
San Antonio drag company 360 Queen Entertainment is challenging SB 12 alongside the American Civil Liberties Union, arguing the law would affect the drag company's ability to perform at Tomatillos, a family-owned Mexican restaurant on the city's north side, because minors could see the show from the open patio.
All you have to do is trust American parents to know what their children should or should not be exposed to and allow them to make the decision for themselves.
The ACLU argues SB 12 could impact more than drag.
SB 12 is written in such an overly broad way that it could impact things like traveling theater shows, concerts, professional cheerleading, even something like a karaoke night. So it's quite dangerous in the way that it could lead to government censorship of many different forms of art.
For Iridescent, expressing herself in heels helps her mental health.
If I'm sad, I can do a sad song and make the audience cry with me. If I'm happy, I can do a happy song and get the audience to have fun with me. And it's cheaper than therapy.
Iridescent says she's thankful a Texas judge temporarily blocked SB 12, but she's still nervous.
I feel like we're on the edge of a cliff and we're holding on by a tiny little thread, and that we don't know if we're going to be saved right now.
The Texas Attorney General's office is representing the state in this lawsuit. The AG's office says that this law was passed to protect children and uphold public decency. It'll be several weeks before a judge decides if this law will stay in place. Camila Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Other new laws here in Texas address books in schools, fentanyl, workplace violence, electric vehicle registration, and hair discrimination. For a full list of the notable laws that are now in effect, visit our web article on KSAT.com.
Can we get a law that it's not 100 degrees after September 1st?
Yeah, I feel like we should lobby for that.
Make it up, but it won't mean anything. But
Can Mia be our representative for that?
Hey, I would fully support that 100%.
Lobby hard for that.
Yeah, it's just been, and we're still going to deal with some triple-digit days. I mean, that's still going to be the theme over the next several days, unfortunately. But yes, we know that it has been an incredibly hot summer across South Central Texas. In fact, I want to take a few moments here to talk about all of the records that we broke from what we call meteorological summer. That is the months of June, July, and August. August, in and of itself, the hottest month ever on record here in San Antonio with an average temperature of 90.6 degrees. But when you tack on June and July as well, this has been the hottest summer that we've ever seen on record. These records date back to the 1880s. This summer's average temperature, which includes the morning temperatures, the afternoon temperatures of each day, averaged out across all 3 months, 88.7 degrees. And along with that, we've seen the longest consecutive stretch of triple-digit days and the most 100 and 105 degree days as well. So yes, we are definitely looking for any little glimmer of hope on the horizon in terms of cooler temperatures. Typically, when we look at the climatological averages, we start to see some cold fronts move in late September, and we'll look for that. But at least over the next 2 weeks, this is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook that was released from the Climate Prediction Center. You can see the vast majority of the lower 48, including us here in Texas, still expecting above average temperatures. And of course, that includes tomorrow. We will start off in the mid 70s. I think we will see plenty of sunshine throughout the day, maybe a few more clouds building back into the afternoon, very similar to what we saw earlier this afternoon. Temperature already climbing to about 92 degrees by lunchtime, and then into the later portions of our Sunday. 100 degrees is that forecast high here in town. 101 on the south side near Stinson, 101 in Floresville, stretching over to Nixon, 100 in Canyon Lake, 99 for places like Sabinal, reaching over to Uvalde. And really in the days ahead, especially by the middle of next week, high pressure is going to take back over. So we still are expecting more daytime highs near the century mark. You can see there's a high pressure system off to our north in the upper levels of the atmosphere right now. But there's a little area of low pressure off to our east. That actually was allowing some rain to form across portions of the deep south earlier this afternoon. All of this green that you see here is the rain-making moisture that it's going to move into portions of the deep south over the next couple of days as that moves farther northward. We are just on the wrong side of that low pressure system. Unfortunately, most of that rain-making moisture is going to stay east of our area, and by the middle of the upcoming week, there's that high pressure system that's going to move back in and control our weather pattern yet again. So until then, high fire danger as well, something to think about, not just tomorrow, but into Labor Day on Monday too. Monday is going to be pretty copy and paste to what we're expecting to find out there tomorrow, starting off in the mid 70s with a high near about 100 degrees. And of course, with plenty of sunshine, the UV index is going to be very high, so it only takes about 15 minutes to develop a sunburn. So definitely make sure you are taking the sunscreen along with you. All right, I briefly do want to touch on the tropics as well. We are nearing the official peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, which is on September 10th. Just east of Bermuda, there's what's left of post-tropical cyclone Idalia. That's going to move farther north. Then out in the Atlantic basin, tropical storm Katia, tropical storm Gert, and yet another area to watch that has a high potential of tropical development over the next 7 days. No issues right now here for us in south central Texas, but of course we will continue to monitor it. Until then, it is just more heat and unfortunately no notable rain chances in the forecast over the next 7 days. So just continue to stay hydrated. We will get through this eventually, but at least over the next week or so, it's still going to be pretty toasty for us guys.
We'll help you author the bill.
Okay. We'll get together after this and see what we can draft up.
I've got no confetti in my pocket to celebrate, but I do feel that we should celebrate and congratulate ourselves because Larry, after a very long wait, college football is back, and NFL football on the horizon. We're into week 2 of high school football. Big one for UTSA today.
Yes, college football is back. UTSA kicked off its regular season out at the Houston Cougars, and check out the uniforms today, the icy white for UTSA, and Shadur Sanders, well, just call him Primetime 2.0 coming up.